Hi everyone, it's Simon here from Sterling Coaching and welcome to this week's Monday's Moment, in which I'm going to continue the theme of Mike Michalowicz's Business Hierarchy of Needs from his upcoming book Fix This Next. And in today's video I'm going to talk about order and the way that we need to make sure that we're efficient, we're consistent and we're improving. See you in a moment. Welcome back, and I mentioned in the intro that we're going to look at the step in the business hierarchy of needs, and that's the step of order. And this is one of my favourite steps that I work with in businesses of all types, all sizes, whether it's in one-to-one or whether it's in group. This is the one that I enjoy the most, and this is where we get control of the business. This is where we look at how we can be more efficient. We've worked through sales, we've worked through profit, and of course we're going to keep monitoring those and keep an eye on those. But now we're in that process of improvement, of scaling up. And one of the questions that I see on the Fix This Next evaluation sheet here, and I'll read it out for you, is that are the people closest to the problem empowered to resolve it? Now, in one of Mike's other books, which you'll see behind me here, Clockwork, he talks about the outcome delegation, the decision delegation. And I've seen this for a number of years in my own businesses, and I see it all the time with other businesses. No matter what the size of the business, no matter what kind of business you are, no matter what your position in the business, how long you've been in business, this is an issue that I see all the time. And that's why I wanted to cover it in this Monday's Moment. And the issue that you generally tend to see is that business owners, just like yourselves, leaders, managers in business, very often know that the only way that the business can grow and it can improve and it can scale up is to actually start delegating tasks out. And what you do is, to get more time yourself, you delegate more out to others. But then what you find is that you've given those tasks out, you've now taken on new tasks yourself, you think you've got more time, and actually you had less time than you did before you delegated the tasks. You're working longer hours, you're working harder, and more importantly, you're getting more frustrated and more stressed because the people that you gave the tasks to keep coming back and asking you questions. Some of them valid questions, but many of them absolutely ridiculously silly questions. And you just sit there thinking, is it me? Didn't I explain it properly enough? Well, that might be the case, and that's a subject of another blog and another video completely from the past. But really what it's about the delegation itself. And you've delegated the task, but what you haven't done is delegated the outcome. You haven't delegated the results, and most importantly, you haven't empowered them to deliver those results. You haven't given them the limits that they need and the boundaries that they need to be able to make their own decisions. So they have to keep coming back to you. They keep having to ask those silly questions. They might not have the confidence in themselves. They might not have the responsibility or the empowerment themselves. Or it might be that you've not actually let go. But one thing I can assure you, if you want to get into that step of order, you want to start improving, you want to start growing, you want to start being consistently efficient, then you've got to learn not only how to delegate, but you've got to learn how to delegate outcomes and responsibility and empowerment. Okay? Because if you don't, you're going to get just busier and busier and busier yourself, because you're going to be handling more and more questions from more and more people that you delegate to. So make sure that you're answering that question. The other thing to do, and this is one of the other questions here in the evaluation sheet, is to look at role alignment. Are people really, really skilled and ready for the role that you're giving them? And I realised this many, many years ago when I gave an amazing joiner, Kevin his name was, who was doing a great job of being a supervisor, but he wasn't called a supervisor. But to me, he was doing 90% of the role. He was very good at what he did, So we promoted him to supervisor, and within a week he'd handed in his notice, his resignation, because he just said it had just tied him into knots. He was so stressed because that extra 10% he just didn't want and he wasn't ready for. So make sure you align your roles as well as part of this. But most importantly, look at the way that you delegate. And if you want any help on delegation and any help with the business hierarchy of needs, happy to spend 30 minutes in an online or a telephone chat with you. Just go to timewithsimon.com, www.timewithsimon.com. The link will be just below me here on the video. And I'm happy to spend 30 minutes with you. No sales pitch, no hard sales, I promise. Just good quality 30-minute look through the evaluation sheet and see what you can work on right now that's going to have the biggest impact in your business. That's all for now. Been a pleasure being with you, and I'll speak to you next week. Bye for now.